here, man. You know what I'm saying? Got to get the poll question up. If you guys do not know, the Democrats had a great night last night. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. We won't be doing a poll this morning. But I was just going to ask you guys if you guys were aware of the Democrats win and what you guys' thoughts are. We'll do it right here, live. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to go live here, probably about we are live. But I'm going to start with the content, probably about 3 minutes or so. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. So y'all give me about 3 minutes. If you do not know, these outside live streams is a part of a series, 100 of them, the We the People tour. We almost finished with it, man. So we got today, and I have one more outdoor live stream. Man, I'm gonna miss it. I love streaming out here. It's getting cold in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? I have the option of going south, and I will be going to Texas probably around January, going to the beach in Texas around January. So sometime probably around the end of January, we'll pick up outdoor live streams, but it'll be on a different tour. It'll be called the Tax the Rich tour. You know what I'm saying? We go out west, but that's not going to come till January. Sometimes around the end of January or February, I'll be headed to Texas. You know what I'm saying? But I'll probably go down to North Carolina for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But we will spend Christmas and the New Year's here in New England, and then after that, we'll be pressing on. So that being said, I'll just give me about 3 minutes, 2 minutes, then we'll go live. Y'all enjoy the views. Well, good morning. It's the We the People tour, guys. You know, guys, I would usually wait for the algorithm. Good morning. It's the, you know what I'm saying? Wait for YouTube to get some people in here, but we'll go ahead and get cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? The people just have to come back, you know, and hear what Big Ghost have to say, because I have a lot to say, man. It's a real big live stream this morning. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be quick, and I'm going to be sweet, and I'm going to be short to the point. President Trump is seeing the handwriting on the wall. It's what Big Ghost has been saying the entire time. Like, you cannot govern with just what some people call a cult, what I would call a movement called MAGA. You cannot govern the whole country. I don't care if you guys are 40 million strong. 40 million strong in the movement is enough to win an election. But you cannot govern with just MAGA. You cannot govern with just the Republican Party. America is larger than that. You have to understand that. It's simple mathematics. You know what I'm saying? You could go get Elon. You could go get anyone you want to try to help you, but your money's not going to outweigh the voice of the people. And that's what we're going to start. We the People Tour, guys. As you come into the video, you guys watching this after it was pre-recorded, I ask that you guys will like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell, guys. We got 2 more live streams outside left for the tour. I won't be outside no more the rest of the year. That's unfortunate. I love outdoor streams, guys. So November the 5th, that's today, and tomorrow, November the 6th. And after that, we're going indoors. Might not be streaming again, you know what I'm saying, until November the 23rd. But that's when we're going to pick back up indoors, November 23rd through Thanksgiving. Got a new vlog coming out, Chasing Sunsets and Chasing Peace. But this morning, we're going to be talking about the Democrats are back, guys. Welcome back to the party, guys. I'm talking about there's 4 big races that we watching, and there's 4 big races that they won. They walked the dog on the Republicans. They back. The Democrats are back. You say who's their leader? I don't know. I have to say Bernie Sanders right now would have to be their leader. Because I can't see one, like I heard someone on CNN say you got a candidate in Virginia who's like a centrist. And then you have Mamdani. And Mamdani is a freaking rock star. I'm saying Elon and President Trump came out and they publicly endorsed Mamdani, and Mamdani easily won. That is a complete rebuke against President Trump. President Trump, if you listen to Big Ghostwriter, you wouldn't be in this situation, because I have told you 1,000 times, you have to pick up the phone and you have to call Hakeem. There's no other way forward. And if you don't think the people believe me or agree with me, look at what happened, President Trump. I love you. And because I love you, I'm coming with the real this morning. You may be a rock star on the world stage, which he is. He could go to Israel and they love him. They fainting, they crying, love him more than Bibi. And then he could go to the Muslims and the same thing. Y'all see the Saudi Arabian king. That's my dude. He a cool dude. He coming to America soon. He loved by the Muslim, the Abraham, of course, and the Israelis. Everybody but China and Russia. But this isn't the world stage, President Trump. This is the home front. This is America. And in these United States, you will be judged as a politician by what you can do for the people. I don't understand how the politicians don't understand this. Barack Obama, I knew he understood this. What you can do for the people. So, Big President T, I do not want to hear you say anything about cheating. You will sound like a big crybaby. I heard you start trying to talk about cheating. Don't do that, President Trump. You're going to sound bad. You said you sent election observers. Didn't he say that to California? I don't have no intelligence. But what I'm saying on the outside, unless you got hard down facts, which I know you don't, please do not say that. That sounds horrible. How can you say they are cheating? Look how you governing. You have been warned, President Trump. I've told you this 1,000 times. 1,000. That was your opportunity last night. You could have won Virginia. Can you win Virginia? No. You could have won New Jersey. Can you win New Jersey? No. Como can't. You don't have a chance in New York. And Prop 50 was your chance. But now that the Democrats will be able to redistrict, you gave Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi a pen. And they gonna carve 5 seats in your Republican district. You can't say you cheating. You did it in Texas. You know, in any court case that they have to sue you that over President Trump, you just wasting the taxpayers' dollars. President Trump, all you doing is spending the money in different ways than the Republicans, but us as independents, regular Americans who gave you a chance because you said you was going to help the people. I'm trying to, this not no hate. This stream this morning, President Trump, is love. This is a rebuke. You have to swallow your pride, guys. Think if the midterms was held yesterday. So, Armillo, good morning, baby. Ryan Beans, my brother. Rika DeVille, good morning, good morning. Think if the midterms, guys, was held yesterday. What you think would have happened? Just what Ghost has been telling you. Now, Governor Newsom and Representative Pelosi have a black marker in their hands, and they're going to carve out an additional 5 seats in Cali on top of what you seen happen last night. You can't cheat to win, President T. Y'all listen to Ghostwriter. Go back to the live stream tab. I've been saying this the whole time. Look, Governor Abbott, I love Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott is a manifestation of George Bush, the first George Bush, signing the Americans with Disabilities Act into law like 25 years ago. He's from Texas. So Texas has a governor who's in a wheelchair. Governor Abbott, he's a great leader. Texas has a surplus. He has Texas surging to the front of the line, right behind California on the heels, really. You see what I'm saying? I love Governor Abbott. I have a disability. I'm a disabled veteran. Shout out to all the veterans in the stream. But what I'm saying, still and all, that's not Governor Abbott's idea. That's President Trump. He dictating, he trying his hardest to win, when all he have to do is listen to Ghostwriter and you win. He trying to fight a battle with the Democrats. He trying to fight a battle with Hakeem, with Chuck Schumer. The battle is not with them. It's with the people. You got to get that connection. If you're not getting that connection, then you must have the wrong intentions. If you getting that connection, you don't have to wait to listen to the voters to vote to rebuke you. You could listen to Ghost, because Ghost is one of them people. He's a disabled veteran. Okay? Under $50,000 a year. I'm saying knowledgeable about politics, been to 17, 18 states, then talked to hundreds of people. I'm telling you what's going on in America. You got to listen to me. It's time for unity. It's time for him to pick up the phone and call Hakeem and tell him that y'all come to the White House, bro. We're going to talk about some stuff. But before you do that now, Governor Newsom and Representative Pelosi have a black marker in their hand. Listen, I heard Nancy Pelosi, she was thinking about possibly retiring her because Bernie Sanders and AOC about to retire her, just like they got plenty of Mamdanis. You think Mamdani is the only candidate out of 1,000 that Bernie Sanders has recruited and trained? No, he has a millionaire, an Indian millionaire out in Cali that's ready to challenge Nancy Pelosi for her seat. She was maybe about to retire. I don't care how hard that is. I don't care. I ain't trying to make no Democratic friends. I'm not no Democrat. I'm not no MAGA. I'm straight independent in the middle. I'm telling you like it is. But now Governor Newsom and her got 5 seats, so you just split up the seats for them great. I'm talking about some great candidates who was finna challenge her. And then you see the momentum the Democrats have. And then you add in Illinois and New York. Why wouldn't they get a pen? Other Republican states got a pen. Illinois and why wouldn't they get a pen? Fight fire with fire, even up the score. Just as I predicted, 2026 is setting up to be a Republican bloodbath. But you know, you had the drum rolls and them things, man, and them movies, man, a Republican bloodbath. As you guys come in the stream, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. See, guys, this is what it is. My Republican friends, they're not going to be that cool with me this morning. They're not going to want to hear what I got to say. My friends at Fox, they don't want to hear what I got to say this morning. But what I'm telling you is the truth. And in moments when someone's speaking the truth to you from a heart of love, that's when you need to listen the most. When you just got mollywop, because it won't stop. The mollywhopping won't stop. You can't cheat your way out of this. You fire government workers without recourse. You take aid from research groups. You take aid from states, including burning 500 tons of food that was meant to feed hungry children. That snap fight, I think that killed them in those special elections, especially in California. Because the people, you are motivating people to go vote because they're saying, listen, 42 million Americans, he's starving them. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, every Democrat and they mama, they read where the voting line at, where the pen at, where the voting line at. He trying to starve people. Oh, yeah, where we vote at? Yo, where we go vote at? You giving them a reason to vote, but you don't want to listen to Ghost, though. You want to listen to Steve Bannon, though. Look how much trouble Steve Bannon got you into in the beginning. And then, you see what I'm saying? You want to listen to some knuckleheads. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. I ain't got no skin in the game, boy. Using my straight intelligence, passion, and ability out here in the cold, bringing y'all this content, man. Straight from the heart. You gonna learn to respect me. I believe in winning, bro. And Elon, you and President Trump putting y'all neck out there on the line, and Mamdani and the people, they embarrass you. Your money and your power don't mean nothing against the people. The people put you there. You got to understand that. And I believe that snap fight, it killed them because Americans are not interested in sending $20 billion to Argentina. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about. That's what Ted Cruz talking about. People in your own party, you got to listen, man. Get out your feelings and listen. 2 judges have to force you to promise half of the $9 billion in aid to 42 million. You got 42 million Americans, they struggling and they scrapping for pennies while you sending 20 billion and you giving rich people's tax cuts. Think about the amount. Guys, let's look up real quick, guys. I'm sorry, I don't want to pander because I got to be quick. I got a lot to do today. But think about how much an individual tax break did the rich get with 2025 tax bill? Let's see what the AI give us with that crazy stuff. They said an average increase of about 75,000. Okay, that's according to the Tax Policy Center. So you give each rich person about a $75,000 tax break. Think about how many of them it is. It's a pretty good bit of them. And I'm saying you have poor Americans, disabled Americans, and children. Think about out of those 42 million, how many children it is. They can't work, 5-year-olds. They depend on this money to eat. He's aware of this, but he doesn't care. He says that's how much spite and vitriol he's got built up inside of him to where he don't care. President Trump, I love you, but you got to get out your feelings. You want to be great. You don't want to get impeached. You cannot cheat. They cannot. President Trump, I'm telling you, you will be the singular reason on your legacy if the Republicans were stupid enough to listen to you and to get the nuclear option and get rid of the filibuster. You will be the singular reason when Governor Newsom take over that you and your whole cabinet are in jail. Because you are releasing so much power to that executive branch. And if this election don't show you that pendulum has swung back to the left, and it might keep on swinging back left. Look at what happened in New York. Or maybe it's real left and it'll swing back a little bit more towards the center. Who knows? God knows. But what I'm saying in politics, I'm able to see this, and I'm telling you, this is the time for compromise. This time right now is the time to pick up the phone and call Hakeem. Your government has been shut down for longer than any government in U.S. history. The people who rely on those SNAP benefits, their friends and families, those are the people who go to the polls in Virginia. You motivating Democrats to get people to the polls in New Jersey. The government's been shut down. Cost of living is still high. You might have fixed some stuff. You might have fixed gas a little bit. The eggs went down, but the beef's still high. Beef. Candy still high. Halloween, toys, Christmas, appliances still high. And when you go out to eat, guess what? It's still high. The cost of homes, Ghost's been trying to buy a home, man. I'm a disabled veteran. That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking for the people. You got to listen to me. All you got is rich people around you. Even Marco Rubio, I'm sure. Let's look up Marco wealth. And I'm only using you, Marco, because you know I love you, my dude. Marco Rubio net worth. I'm talking about if I would pick the people around him, $3 million. JD Vance. net worth. I would think of the people who aren't worth as much money as President Trump and Elon and them, 5 million. So I'm saying even the people that you would say the broke people around our billionaire president are millionaires. Listen to someone who is one of the people who's speaking to you what's going on out here on these streets, who has knowledge about politics and is able to correctly articulate my point. Many things are still too expensive. The job market is lackluster at best. President Trump, with all due respect and love, your job numbers are less than half the numbers President Biden was putting up. And that was big facts. Anybody in this stream, before, after, it was pre-recorded, during recording, whatever, you can challenge me that President Trump, first 10 months to this point, I'm talking about after President Biden got through, he came in through the COVID. Just like I don't blame the COVID at the end of President Trump's term on him, I don't blame the beginning on President Biden. I'm talking about getting past COVID, getting past inflation 23 and 24. What's up, Brian C? He says those dim states, Repub had no chance of winning. Maybe so, Brian C, but you just said the other day, good morning, my brother, I love you, but you just said the other day, Republicans picking up 19 seats, man. You can't be challenging ghosts like that. I know they ain't picking up no 19 seats. Because the Democrats now, Nancy Pelosi and Gavin Newsom, what if they draw out 6 seats instead of 5? They one up on you. And if Illinois do it, they got more seats to draw out. And New York do it, they got more seats to draw out. You might end up losing seats for trying to cheat. And I'm telling you what the American people are saying. You got to listen, Brian C, to someone who taps in. I studied this. I studied how people move and act and react in groups related to politics, not individuals, in groups and segments, how they react relating to news stories, to break it down for you. Relating to social services, to break it all the way down for you. I understand this. The collective group of people and the way he's governing and the way things are moving in the country. His job numbers, the business president, are less than half of the numbers that President Biden was looking up. Brian C., I know you be fact checking me. Go ahead and fact check me right now. First 10 months. I'm not saying President Trump is a terrible president because President Trump is my president. Big President T is my dude. I don't care if you Democrats don't like me. Gavin Newsom, I like you, my dude. I don't care if y'all don't like that about me. Big President T, my dude, that's point blank, period. You feel that? So I'm not saying like, since he been president, I can't talk. I don't tell y'all about all the money I get. Credit card paid off right now. He been president. The business, the money, the lump sums I got since he been president and made the most in my life come directly from the U.S. Treasury. I'm not hating on him personally. What I'm trying to say is everything about him and Elon did wasn't bad. And you know that they my dudes, him and Elon. Elon made a military legal. Real talk. That's on everything I love. That's why I wear Tesla shirts all the time. It ain't because I used to work for him and think that Tesla is a cool company. Tesla is a pretty cool company, and I did work for him, but I don't wear the shirts for that reason. I wear the shirts because he made a military legal, a diamond in the rough. I had a dream, and I was in Texas. And when I went to Texas with that dream in my mind, I was going to be working at Tesla, making $5,000-$6,000 a month, which I started making. But that's not how it turned out. That dream turned out with legal documents in the military legal, and Elon Musk and Tesla directly related made my business. And I'm saying he never closed no door for me to succeed in opposition to him. So I got mad respect for him because of that. But I still, I don't show you no slack. Y'all, they came out against Mamdani like with all their power and money. And it didn't make the voters go towards Como. I mean, it's clear point. Elon fam, you know me, and I don't like losing. So whoever is giving you and President Trump your strategy, have you on a losing path. The winning path is bipartisanship. It's too many independents. Listen to me. Ghost giving it to y'all raw. Listen, it's too many independents. It's too many left-leaning independents. It's too many center-right independents. For peace sake, you talking to one. Joe Rogan is one. It's too many of us for you to ignore us. I'm talking millions of us. The millions of independents, when you add in progressives and Democrats, you looking at over 250 million against 95 million MAGA Republicans and far-right people. When it's time to vote, you cannot win. I'm telling you, Ghost to study numbers that you ain't gonna hear on no CNN. Ghost to study numbers that you ain't gonna get from the Pew Research. I could work for one of them companies. I got the credentials. I got the experience. You could tell I could argue the case. I won in the U.S. Court of Appeals, for peace sakes, without no law license. I know what I'm talking about. I study politics and I can argue it. They don't understand that you got to win one popular vote in the presidential election. They won one election and popular vote in 5 attempts. Think about that. If you look at the Republican record as a collective or a whole, you are 1 in 5. One election in 5 attempts. So you 1 in 4. That's a losing record. The Democrats are 4-1. They licking their wounds because they lost to you for the first time in 20-some years. The Democrats licking their wounds because they lost for you for the first time in how many elections? Because President Trump, Hillary beat them in the popular vote. Biden beat them in the popular vote, and Obama beat you 2 times. That's 4 attempts. So you won in 2024 out of 5. You 1 in 5. You don't get the numbers. It's 250 to 95. You can't win. You 1 in 5. President Trump's victory in 2024 was the first popular vote the Republicans have won since George Bush way back in the day. I'm talking about at the beginning of the 2000s. The Republicans always come in with their tax cuts for wealthy people, taking money from all or some of the entitlement programs. The people don't like it. Look, let me say something about that. I'm not hating on the Republicans. Guys like, who I'm looking for, Rand Paul or Elon Musk, physical Republicans who are conservative because they're concerned about a $38 trillion debt that can completely third world your country. So I understand the importance that the average American might not understand in fiscal responsibility in some Republicans and why they want to cut entitlement programs. But what I've tried to explain to you all the time is that an entitlement program is just like a bill, okay? So Social Security, food stamps, Section 8, Obamacare now, all those are just like bills. You cannot cut those. That's like trying to cut your rent. That's like trying to cut your car note or your car insurance. Those are necessary bills that take care of the people. You have to take care of your people. So you want to cut that to spend the money anywhere else. Oh, Ghost, what can I do? I'm 38 trillion in debt. Understand something, guys. The United States is paying more on the interest. Say the interest bill is $133, but you got $9,000 that you got to pay off in debt. So you just paying the interest is $133. You paying the interest on the credit card. That's more than what you paying in your rent. I'm saying the interest the United States paying on that debt is more than they're paying in Social Security. That's why they always trying to take money from the interest. You feel that? They're trying to take money because that debt. But see, what Ghost understands is in these situations, you got to increase the revenue. Kamala Harris had a plan to build 3 million houses. You don't understand how intelligent. If the government has 3 million houses, new houses, they're flooding the market. Think about all those immigrants in places that's crowding up places and all homeless people. You can house a lot of 3 million houses across America. You know what that's going to do? You're not going to have that housing congestion. The prices of housing, you flooding the market, supply and demand, the prices of housing, all houses everywhere, they're going to start tickling down. Plus, at the same time, the United States can make money off of renting those houses on those properties. There's two birds in one stone. I'm saying you got to tackle these problems, because these problems are going to crush every politician, whatever the incumbent party is. They're going to vote against you if you have not fixed cost of living. The Republicans, your tax cuts with the at least President Trump with the tariffs, he's trying to fix a problem. I give you that. He's trying to increase the revenue. I understand that. And I stand with him against the tariffs against a lot of people. That's Republicans and Democrats, because it hurts a lot of people. And he's got to be able to redistribute that tariff money accurately to the people. But I mean, I'm not president. I can't do everything for him, and I can't tell him, but he's just going to get impeached again, like I've been saying, first one to call it. If they lucky enough to keep control of the Senate, what they barely going to do, probably. You know what I'm saying? Then he'll survive it, but he'll be a lame duck president like Gavin Newsom with the pen. Gavin Newsom, the next president of the United States, or who's going to be running for president in 2028. I can't see nobody else on that Democratic Party, big Governor G. I'm saying, like, if, you know what I'm saying, I could see him picking, like, you know what I'm saying, Governor Shapiro, or maybe Governor Bashir, or if AOC, she run, I could see him picking him for his VP. But I put Gavin Newsom on the top of that ticket. He looked like a president. He walked like a president. He talked like a president. He a cool dude. I don't care who hate on him. And with how it's going in America, bro, listen to that man interviews. He got a podcast. He ahead of the game. He connecting with the people on the ground. That's what the Democrats doing. I'm not getting off topic. I'm going to stay off topic. It's about the people. We the people. President Trump, your aggressive posture on the immigration, the people don't like it. They let you know that last night. We the people are more powerful than you and than Elon. We gave you a second chance. President Trump, listen, I'm not yelling. I'm trying to talk to you with love. We the people gave you a second chance, and you are not interested in helping us? Or you have decided to help us, President Trump, last? And instead, you're helping every other nation on earth? That's America first? Shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene again for keeping it real. That's what MAGA was saying. America first. Remember, first term hugging American flags. Y'all need me to get crunk and say it? Come on, man. Lowering cost on day one. Elon, you and President Trump went directly at Mamdani, and he and the people of New York embarrassed you guys. Big Ghost gonna tell it to you straight up, man. Even if I love you, that's how my mama talked to me. I talk to my mama, not really disrespectful, because that's my mama. But my brothers, man, we be clowning each other, bro. Getting down on each other, bro. I get down on my daddy. He a dude, bro. We gonna say, because he get down on me. That's how it is, bro. I expect you to stand 10 and walk 10. If you want to win, if you listen to Ghost, man, get out your feelings, pick up the phone and call Hakeem. It don't matter what nobody think about you. It don't matter what MAGA think about you. It don't matter what they say about you. You see what's happening with them Democrats, man. Them Democrats coming. They want everything. We finna get into a news story. The Democrats, I'm talking about, they clean house in the listen to this. You got to put the whole picture together. That's why President Trump is calling foul. If you put the whole picture together, The Democrats are in the middle of a government shutdown, and they're telling the American people, it was genius. They're telling the American people that, hey, your insurance premium is going to raise. So 22 million Americans, you thinking 22 million, that's only a small amount of 347, but you don't understand politics and how it works. Promotion. You got 22 million Americans now, they self-promoting for the Democrats. The Democrats ain't paying them. The Democrats don't know them. The Democrats don't got nothing to do with 22 million Americans, but they tapped into something. Hey, them premiums, so now them 22 million Americans, they picking up the bills and they seeing their bills going up. And you don't think they got friends? You don't think they got cousins and aunties and uncles and representatives? You don't think they complaining? It starts a movement. That stuff picks up a life. That's how you start. You can start a political movement with 3 people. Boy, Ghost right in here cooking this morning. I only got one more outside live stream left this year. You know I told you I'm coming to get it. Trying to eat. I'm saying you could start a movement with 3 people. You talking about 22 million people. The Democrats done tapped in. It started with AOC and Bernie. It was like they were dead. Give me a moment. I'm going to get back to the content. I got news stories for you. Give me a moment. Okay? It started with AOC and Bernie, okay? Democrats dead. Remember, November, Republicans stomped on the buildings everywhere. Democrats dead. People said they didn't have a message. I knew they had a message. They just got to get back to the message. Get off of Trump and get back to helping the people. Mamdani, he would take shots, but he always, every day, he could stay focused on what matters to the people is cost of living. He was good at that. He could stay on message. That's what it is. So listen, so if President Trump, no hate on you, bro, but if you have the opportunity, I don't even know why you speak out against my Mamdani, but if you have the opportunity to pull off any kind of win and help Como, then I respect you, bro. If the Republicans would have won anything, I would, but I'm saying they got cream cropped across the board. The Democrats, when Bernie Sanders and AOC, when they did the Fighting Oligarchy tour in February, it reminded Democrats. It reminded the power hitters in the Democratic Party. It reminded all of us. The ones on CNN, MSNBC, you know what I'm saying? The 1 or 2 you might have on Fox. But I'm saying Governor Newsom, it gave them all courage. I think Bernie and AOC, they did that. I give that credit to them. They went out on that Fighting Oligarchy tour, man, at the beginning of spring. They started pulling crowds of 70, 80,000 people. Progressives, they brought the Democratic Party back. And then you saw Governor Newsom, he came out, he started fighting, he started getting strong. You started seeing the Democrats, they started standing up. You know what I'm saying? And Mamdani is the manifestation of Bernie Sanders, the old wizard, the old genius. Y'all know Bernie Sanders look like the old scientist, the mad scientist, bro, of the Democratic Party, bro. The old genius. He went to the drawing board, bro, and he drew up a plan and he said, nah, Big Blue ain't dead. We coming back. And Big Bernie Sanders, he got it cooking, bro. The Democratic Party, it's a large organization, so they support their centrists too. As long as the centrists, the message is cost of living. Progressives, the message is cost of living. The Republicans don't understand it, like they slow. The message is cost of living. President Trump understood it. That's why he got elected. But since he became president, cost of living is agenda number 10, and he put all the other agenda. Listen, going to China, that's important. Russia, that's important. Israel, you heard me. I helped put out the words to, that was, and it happened and it worked. But I'm saying is besides all of that I'm talking about, I'm saying cost of living. You put that at the end of the agenda list. You should have put that first. Oh, you're going to do it right before 2026 and you think the people just going to fall for a trick, man? Guys, if you have not liked the video, I ask that y'all like the video, subscribe to a channel, hit the notification bell. Guys, it's free to show love. You on the cell phone, just double tap that screen. You feel that? I welcome all you guys down below in the chat. The chat is where it's at, man. You know what I'm saying? I see you guys down there. I appreciate y'all. Have that conversation amongst yourselves so I could get down there. You know what I'm saying? But I do ask that you guys be respectful to each other. Republicans, my boy Brian C. will Senate Democrats in the shutdown. I'm not sure, Brian C. Listen, guys, I'm getting back to the content. I'm not jumping, but he's paying to, you guys could do that too. The button with the $sign in it, okay? Brian C., listen, the Senate Democrats are going to end the shutdown. The way that you make this happen, President Trump, he calls Hakeem and he's like, look, you guys come to the White House. Let me talk to you. So he gets them to the White House. They said that they are willing and ready to make some kind of deal. President Trump says he wants to make some kind of deal on health insurance, but he's not sure if it's Obamacare subsidies. None of that matters. So listen, y'all come together and we're going to sit down and talk about, first we got to talk about where we get the money from. If y'all kind of know where we going to get the money from, I'm saying, like, after you know that, then it's like, what kind of concessions that needs to be made so we could get them premiums in control. Now, Brian, what I think you're talking about, they have a committee, a bipartisan committee, Democrats in this and Republicans in the Senate who have been talking about getting a deal done. That's all you need to do is come up with a compromise, some kind of deal that could be signed on that health care insurance. The Democrats are they're likely to make some concessions. They might not get exactly what they want on Obamacare. That's what compromise is. They're talking about it. I don't want to report anything, no rumors that I heard. I'm going to just let the situation work itself out. What I'm saying, President Trump, I'm being critical of him and how he's being judged as the president, as the leader. President Trump's supposed to be leading in this. He could call Hakeem, get him to the table. If he's slick with his mouth, which I know he is in a lot of situations, put that juice on, put the drama down and the beef down and put that juice on and call Hakeem and say, look, we're going to open up the government. We scheduling talks. We're going to work out some deals. You just got to give them confidence, because I'm saying he picked the biggest. Listen, I'm going to get back to it, Brian C., to finish up that thought. You got the biggest legislation in U.S. history. Say if you just had a bill that was just no tax on tips, and you put a no tax on tips bill through, you was doing it with a continuing resolution. I'm saying you could just pass the bill with no Democrats voting on the bill, just all Republicans. Well, I'm saying no tax on tips, that's like saying, you know what I'm saying, whether you for it or against it, but I'm saying how many people will that help or hurt? Not that many people. I'm saying with the biggest tax cut in U.S. history, that bill, the big beautiful bill or the big ugly bill, I'm saying that bill, something that big, Brian C., you need bipartisan legislation. It's common sense. The numbers tell you. If you want 47% of the popular vote, you got to understand the people got the power. You can never let your ego get ahead of yourself, or your money in Elon's case. You got to always remember the people voted you in. They're going to vote against you. They vote every year or every other year. You got to always remember that. So I'm thinking if I got 47% of the popular vote, some of these people voted for me. They went against me because your policies are hurting them. I'm one of them. I didn't vote for him, but I supported him immediately after he became president. But his policies are affecting me. So if I had to vote now, I'm in Connecticut, nothing but Democrats. That should let you know the whole story. And I chose to come up here. That gives you the whole tape. You know what I'm saying? You got to come down and help the people. To make a long story short, Brian C., because I've been streaming 45 minutes and I ain't even started the news story. So guys, appreciate the donations. I appreciate y'all. Hit the button with the $sign in. Democrats, okay, let me give y'all the source and let me try to blaze through this, guys, real quick. CNBC, and this was published yesterday on November the 4th. Democrats who won, Zoran Mamdani, Mamdani. Y'all remember I was doing that Mamdani dance the other day? Mamdani. He a Muslim. He a cool dude, though. Real talk. One of my best friends is a Muslim. Another guy I know that he used to be my DJ when I was younger, he a Muslim. He cool. Self-described democratic socialist. If he a socialist, listen, I hear the Como and them saying that he's not going to be able to govern. He's not going to be able to get none across. You just got to be smarter than the politicians. I'm thinking Mr. Como, if he can't get nothing across, then how is he going to be able to get his socialism across? I understand politics, but the regular Americans might not understand that. He's going to have resistance against policies that really some New Yorkers, some politicians, assemblymen, Republicans going to resist everything he do. President Trump and them, that they could spend money to try to make it hard for him. They can't do that. But what I'm saying is though, even though if they are able to resist him, how is he going to be able to get his socialism across? It's not going to be that easy. So I'm looking at personality. I'm looking at what he's saying, and I'm comparing him to a guy who used to be the governor. And the only reason why he didn't finish governor and running for mayor because he was accused of a scandal with women, sexual stuff. Nah, we can't go back. That's the whole reason AOC and Bernie Sanders, they started recruiting. And that's the reason why they winning. Y'all better pay attention to progressives here. In New Jersey, Mickey Sherrill, sweetheart, little baby, you know what I'm saying? She ain't no progressive, but she became the next governor. In Virginia, Abigail Spanberger, little baby. Them Democrats, they put them people up. She became the woman's first female governor. Congratulations, Miss Spanberger. The first female governor of the state of Virginia. That's an important state. And Mickey Sherrill, congratulations to you, sweetheart. California voters passed Prop 50. So that means that Governor Newsom and Nancy Pelosi has a pen, and they're going to carve out some seats for the Democrats. Because of what? See, listen, what my boy did, Governor, that's not Governor Abbott's fault. That's my other boy. Big President T fault for calling them trying to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Because he know what's coming down the pipeline with the voters. They're going to rebuke his policies. Instead of fixing the policies, he going to try to cheat. So he called Governor Abbott, and Governor Abbott, he didn't have to get no voters to drop. If they had to vote on that in Texas, that's probably not going to pass. But he did it without voters. So California had to do it the hard way. Governor Newsom had to convince. That's why I'm saying, yeah, he the Democratic nominee. He probably your next president. I'm speaking way too fast, way out of turn. A lot gonna happen way before 2029. But I'm saying, like, that's just ghost, because I see things like that. Ask my mama, I do it all the time. Mad successful too. I call things like that. So I'm just saying, like, if you Governor Newsom and them, they had to fight to get theirs passed, but hey, they won it. And so they're going to redraw the lines. So Brian, see them lines that he drew, them 19 seats, that was a fantasy. That is not going to happen. What's going to happen if President T don't listen to Ghost, them Democrats going to take the House. In Pennsylvania, voters kept 3 incumbent Democrats on the state Supreme Court, preserving their party's 5-2 majority. So that Democrats won in Pennsylvania. Democrats made a clean sweep in the 3 biggest contested elections in the United States on Tuesday night. It's a blue wave. During the government shutdown, baby, it's a blue wave. Hakeem Jeffries, he's coming up. Keep speaking the truth. Keep on fighting. That's how you come back, by fighting. You don't come back by laying down and negotiating to stuff that you know will hurt the American people. Which one of you Democrats said you need to negotiate on something that you know finna hurt the American people? You know no Americans can't afford no higher insurance. So that's why I'm saying I could take your side, President Trump, but you need to sit down with them. I don't care if it's no Obamacare. You know how Ghost is. 5 ways to New York. Which way you gonna take? The Republicans got a road. They say on their roads. The Democrats the worst though. They'll call you stupid, ignorant, don't know the facts if you don't take their road. I don't care what none of them say. I don't care what none of them road they take. As long as you get results, you achieve the goal. That's what ghosting to winning, goal oriented, getting that goal accomplished. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying whichever way you take to make it happen, but I'm saying President Trump, he ain't even addressing the needs of the people. He trying to block it because he got a beef with Democrats. That don't make no sense to me. That becomes crazy. In Virginia, Abigail Spanberger became the state's first female governor. Her fellow Democrat Jay Jones beat the incumbent Republican Attorney General Jason Mayorkas, NBC News projected. So I'm saying, man, like the Democrats, they done took all the way over New Jersey. Forget what you heard. Where my boy Angelo at? He a Latino in New Jersey that helped President Trump. But I'm saying the Democrats came and he wiped out all them games, President Trump. California voters approved Proposition 50 constitutional amendment allowing the state to use a new map. Who in charge of California? And you know he got his big dogs beside him. You know, Kamala, she ain't in Congress. She ain't trying to get in Congress, so she probably ain't go. She probably throw a word or two at him. But Nancy Pelosi, she a lion in the Democratic Party and in Congress. You know that's her dog. That's California. You know what I'm saying? They finna run this. They feel good and confident off that victory. Walking the dog on them Republicans out west. Yeah, tax the rich, we going out west. The next time y'all gonna see Ghost Rider outdoors, I'm gonna stop in Texas. I hope to holler at Big Governor Abbott. That's why I ain't trying to talk no bad about him. But I'm saying out west, tax the rich, baby. Yeah. All of that. Even before all of the races were called, y'all listen to this though. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, a New York Democrat, touted their outcomes as a sharp rebuke to President Donald Trump, a Republican. Trump, in a social media post, said that the unnamed posters concluded that the reason Republicans lost on Tuesday was because he was not on the ballots and because of the ongoing federal shutdown. Well, President Trump, then, that's pretty smart. I'm not a poster, but I'll say the reason you lost is because the government shut down. And you not being on the ballots, that does play. I don't care if y'all agree with President Trump. I said that before. And he was on the ballots, even if things are going bad. Like, I mean, it's Trump. It's President Trump. So I'm saying, even if he running against Governor Newsom or something like that, they might run him. You going to run him good. The better your candidate, you could beat him. President Biden beat him. Governor Newsom, I believe, would beat him if he ran the right campaign. But I'm saying, you know, President Trump, even if, you know, things ain't all the way right, if he was on the ballot, he a beast of a politician to try to beat in an election. It's hard, bro. He gonna challenge you, he gonna sue you, he got billionaires and his billionaire boys, and it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But President Trump, you not on the ballot. And what's that going to do? That's going to let the Democrats take over the House. And when they take over the House, all your people under investigation. Tom Homan probably going to go to jail within a few months. I'm telling you, the whip getting cracked. Remember what happened last time Democrats took over when President Trump was president? In 2018, 2019, it became heck on earth. They started investigating, impeaching. They got power. They started sending people and everything. Schumer, who refused to endorse Mamdani and them gonna come unseat you, Chuck Schumer. I hate to be disrespectful to you, Senator Schumer. You are the establishment. You are way too old for that position. AOC is way more deserving than that. She's way more younger, way more rambunctious, way more popular. If AOC give a speech, she could draw 10, 20,000 in New York City. Chuck Schumer, you would draw 500 to 1,000, maybe 2,000 if you're lucky. I'm not hating on that. That's the people speaking. Crowd size does matter, not to the point President Trump met, but it just is an indication. It's not saying that all these people voting for you. Elections matter the most, but those rallies and stuff, they matter too. They carry a spirit of their own. What Senator Schumer said is that yesterday's results was a repudiation of the Trump agenda. I agree. The cruelty, chaos, and greed that define MAGA radicalism and are skyrocketing costs are firmly rejected by the American people, Schumer said. Schumer said it was a good night for Democrats and our fight to lower costs, improve health care, and reach a better future for American families. I ask if you guys are in the stream, will y'all please double tap that screen for me real quick. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. If you guys want to start a conversation, you want to donate to the channel, become a member of the channel memberships $2.99. You guys hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. If Republicans want to keep blindly following Donald Trump into the abyss of chaos, let them, Schumer said. The rest of America is moving forward. Jones, the projected winner of the Virginia Attorney General's race, unlike the other Democrats who won big, was not seen as a betting favorite going into the night. Jones' fate in the race looked as serious risk in October after the disclosure of text messages he sent in 2022 that showed him fantasizing about shooting then State House Senator John Gilbert, a Republican. Wow, that's crazy. Next news story, guys. USA Today. It was published on October the 5th in New York. They filled the dance floor in front of a DJ playing remixes of Bad Bunny's New York, classic New York hip-hop like 50 Cent's Many Men and Afro beats here at the Brooklyn's Paramount Theater. These are the voters who helped power New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Younger, racially diverse, and enthusiastic for a new leadership, a new generation of leadership in America's largest city. I'm telling you, that's going to become a phenomenon that's going to catch out across America. You get you a young, articulate. Good morning, Sandra Wells. Good morning, baby. Good morning. As you guys come in, thank y'all. Like that video for me. You get you a young Democrat who's very articulate or progressive or independent. And if he can stay on message and just stay every question that you ask about President Trump, but you gonna always, you know how they go back to them talking points? You can ask them about the price of tea in China and they gonna get back. Your talking points need to be the cost of living, the cost of housing, and you need to have plans and ideas of how you can help. That's all you need with a Democrat, because you mobilize them young people, you tap into, that's what President Trump, you tap into certain energies or spirits into the country, like those 22 million I was talking about earlier who ain't, you tap into, and then it grows. It becomes a spirit. You could create a movement by doing that. And I'm saying the young people thinking you took the American dream, or them not having access to the same life, buying a house, life being harder, they recognize this and they gonna vote against it. And just like President Trump used the cost of living, Mamdani did too. And all the candidates who stay on the cost of living until it's fixed is gonna win. It's that simple. But you gonna go to all these other places and hear all these other stories, and you come back to Ghost right here on this cell phone in Connecticut or wherever I am, and I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go, because it's real easy mathematics, man. It's common sense. And common sense for some people is just not that common. On the floor, while Mamdani supporters dance, thongs, the media, both domestic and foreign, search for interviews, and New York politicos chattered with one another. Behind the podium were flags for the city of New York and a large screen for Spectrum News 1, the local New York television station. Cheers erupted whenever new voting numbers rolled on the screen as Mamdani remained in the lead throughout the evening. At one point, a crowd of younger supporters, circled around the middle of the floor to chant, "We believe that because we have won. We believe that because we have won. Mamdani, man. You see, that's the energy he give you. And everything he's saying, you could say serious about politics. Okay, he ain't no more serious than Como in there flirting and playing with girls. Everything the dude's saying is talking about helping people, free bus passes, freezing rent. He talking about trying to make a bill to make the people not have to pay rent. Who you think they gonna vote for, you dodo bird? Those were the tricks President Trump. I'm talking about, if I had Governor Newsom, bro, I wouldn't be progressive to the part of socialist, but I'm saying a lot of those policies, them Bernie Sanders policies, I'm trying to tell you, they work. they going to play in 2025. They might not have played Abby Phillips. I love that, what she did about Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson in 84, I'm not saying he started progressive, but I'm saying he was a big factor. I'm saying them same policies that in 84 from Jesse Jackson, they'll work and they'll play today with Bernie Sanders in 2025. They'll play better in 2025, trust me, than 84. Just stay with that same playbook. Go back and listen to Jesse Jackson when he ran for president in 1984. Abby Phillips, that's why I'm saying it, because I'm shouting you out as the source. That's where I get that info from. I'm not trying to get clout off of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I studied it and ran across it. I was watching CNN, and that's very interesting, because that's what Bernie Sanders is doing, and he's tapping into that energy of people being frustrated or struggling, and you building how many billions of dollars of ballrooms. That's just facts. It's bad optics, President Trump. I don't care nothing about no ballroom. Build your ballroom, get yours, but we need ours too. Brooklyn native Julio Herrera, 27, danced to Kendrick Lamar's track, Not Like Us. They not like us, huh? Minutes after the election was called for Mamdani. Herrera, part of the Black Leadership Action Coalition. You know he ain't got none but young black people in there. Civil rights fighting black people. Mamdani, I'm surprised you didn't call Big Ghost and have him in there. I guess he feel like I'm too cool with President Trump, but you gonna understand the realness. If I'm riding with you, I'm riding with you, bruh. Because I'm saying, bro, like, the man could speak good. He will. If I hear Mamdani talk and I hear Cuomo talk, Cuomo, don't take him for granted now. He a lifelong politician. He funny and everything. He's smooth and slick and everything. He's just not 35. He don't have that energy and that focus and that new voice for the future. Yeah, Mamdani's for a lot of things I'm not for, but none of that's going to be able to get across. That's what you got to work. But I'm saying the parts of him that's good, yeah, that's what we really need right now. That good part, that good leadership. You know what I'm saying? So the Black Leadership Action Coalition endorsed Mamdani in the Democratic primary because the state assemblyman's focus on increasing affordability through initiatives like free buses and free child care. Why I'm gonna vote for you, Como? And you saying he can't do it. That's the problem with America. Everybody talking about what you can't do. Mamdani saying that he can, or he gonna try. I'm gonna vote for the one who trying and who talking about our problems, not the one who's saying what he can't do and ain't finna fix nothing. Herrera felt validated, he said, adding an explicit. Even if Mamdani don't fix it, we gonna give him a chance because we tired of This isn't just like a New York situation. This is a phenomenon across the country, across the world. I don't know about across the world, but Big Bernie Sanders, there me go again, giving him credit. He started this movement, him and AOC, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. If you haven't liked the video, please double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. We've been streaming for about an hour, guys. If you guys want to donate to the channel, a Truth Channel, man, just hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Real quick, though, let's finish up. Social studies teacher Nicholas Francisco Alban, 26, weaved through Zoran Mamdani's election night crowd with the New York City flag. As a volunteer field leader, he hadn't eaten since the afternoon. He grabbed a small bag of popcorn at the bar. Sir, I know how it feels to not eat sometimes. Out here litigating these cases, man, hungry, putting in work, man, 24. I got more work to do right now. That's why I'm trying to hurry up with this live stream, guys. Alban joined the campaign in February as demonstrated by his blue beanie given to early supporters. The candidate's message on affordability attracted him. As a Brooklyn native, he has had friends move away or others to have to live in crowded apartments because the rising cost of housing. Why don't you address it? VP Harris was addressing it. Don't take my word for it, guy. I supported her. You see what I'm saying? I volunteered for her campaign. I donated to her campaign. Legal Wars Live came up because of her campaign. 107 days, baby. And what I used to say, man, affordability, I'm saying, she said you got to flood the market with houses. 3 million houses. I say build 5 million. Why President Trump and the Republicans ain't on this? Build 5 million government housing. And in 2 years, start the construction right now and have, those get contracts. Elon, he got some tiny houses. You got to be creative. And I'm saying within 2 years, I'm saying you get and see how the housing market look. How is that normal? We've deluded ourselves into thinking it is. As screens on stage show Mamdani with the healthy lead, Albin said he was beyond words. He had to rush to the front of the stage where he had a spot saved. When new numbers put Mamdani at over 50% at 9:36 p.m., the crowd erupted in cheers. Manhattan resident Sabat Merchant, 31, stood toward the back of Mamdani's election night party. Her brother worked on Mamdani's campaigns, including when he ran for state assembly and won, defeating an incumbent in the Democratic primary in 2020. The importance of Mamdani as the first Muslim and South Asian mayor and someone who immigrated to the country as a child wasn't lost on Merchant, who is a second-generation American. It's amazing seeing someone with that identity bringing an entire city of diverse communities together, said Merchant, who works on a policy at a nonprofit. It was perfect time. President Trump going hard against immigrants, the pendulum gonna swing. That's just how American politics is. You got to understand that. The people see that. They don't like that. They're going to vote against that. It's going to swing back the other way. And if you got an immigrant back the other way, so that's what they said. The Republicans, your policies gave America the first black man ever. Now, Republican President Trump, your policies have given New York the first immigrant or Muslim or someone they saying with that identity ever. And if you keep on with your policies, I'm saying the people are going to repudiate that. You Republicans back in the 80s, 90s, the hard right, not blaming the Republican Party, killing gay people. The pendulum swung and repudiate that, and now gay people got more rights than ever. They never had back then because you weren't killing them. That's what people ain't smart enough to understand that. Today, I'm just going to do the nuclear option, and I'm going to get rid of the filibuster so I can still try to win, but I'm still not going to win. You don't understand when that pendulum swing back on that nuclear option, now you going to get a Democrat. He going to be the freaking Antichrist. He gonna take over the whole world, start America with socialism. They gonna be able to pass whatever they want. I'm saying when the Democrat, they'll be able to pass, and you wouldn't be able to stop them from passing whatever they want. I'm saying don't do that. You destroying America so you could try to get a quick little victory. That's not substantial. Mamdani, she said, has embraced New York City as his own and actually contributed meaningfully to it. I'm excited to see what doors he can open for others. Ali Hassan, 11-year-old from San Jose, California, looked up at the screens with his mothers as the results streamed in. As someone who is also a Muslim, Ali said, Mamdani's victory means that I can be like him when I grow up. In a demonstration of Mamdani's outspoken commitment to promoting the rights of immigrants and Palestinians, Muhammad Khalil, the Columbia University graduate student who was held in immigrant detention by President Trump administration for his pro-Palestinian activism, still with his wife, Dr. Noor, in a balcony at Mamdani's. You see what I'm saying? In March, federal agents detained Khalil in the lobby of their university-owned apartment. It's situations like that got Mamdani. The pendulum swings. So they see you doing this to Muslims, and you got a Muslim on the ballot. He talking right, walking right. Time is right. Put him in office. You got to think about your actions. Don't just try to win. I'm just trying to win. I'm just trying to win. And the whole America voting against you. And you can keep trying to be cool. I love you, President T. I'm just being real, man. Pick up the phone, call Hakeem. It's time for bipartisanship. Make a deal. You should be the one leading that. On election night, Khalil rested his arm on the balcony railing, watching results on the screen and speeches celebrating Mamdani's win. Abdallah's arms rested too, stretching out over the railing. The crowd roared after deafening enthusiasm when Mamdani in his victory speech spoke directly to Trump on behalf of immigrants. What Ghost said, I ain't never read this before in my life, the Lord my witness. Copied and pasted. The only thing I read is the intro at the beginning that I wrote. Donald Trump said, I know you're watching. I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up, Mamdani baited the president. I'm saying, look, bro, they having fun with President Trump, man. He got the whole city of New York behind him. New York will remain a city of immigrants, he says. A city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, as of tonight, led by immigrant, he later said. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this, to get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us. Congratulations, Mamdani. Congratulations, Governor. Hold up, I don't want to mispronounce their names, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really never heard of these candidates, you know what I'm saying? But congratulations to Governor Mickey Sherrill of New Jersey. New governor of New Jersey, Mickey Sherrill. Congratulations to Abigail Spanberger, baby, the new governor of Virginia, the first female governor. Congratulations to Zoran Mamdani, Muslim and Democratic Socialist over in New York. And congratulations to Governor Newsom, big win in California. I've seen you out there. That just lets me know if you've been governing that long in California, they still riding with you. That just lets me know you're doing a good job. Forget what Joe Rogan. Now I'm just saying, forget what they hating on you about, though, real talk. So Governor Newsom, congratulations. Y'all even up the score in California. Guys, we got 130 people in here. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes. That means I've been cooking, bringing content. You guys go, if y'all just got in here, y'all go back and watch the beginning of the stream. 140 people and count. I appreciate the love. If you guys want to donate to the channel, hit the button with the $sign in it, and your donations are much appreciated. If you donate to the channel, man, we'll keep cooking. But if not, man, we gonna have to get up out of here soon, because I'm gonna have to I got some business and some running around, some errands I gotta run today. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get a case filed, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got some business to handle. But I'm gonna bump out the way for you guys, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Final message, bro. I'm gonna come back. President Trump, this ain't no hate against you, man. I want you to succeed. But the only way you're going to be able to succeed, in my opinion, with your policies and the outlook and your policies in your party, is you're going to have to connect some Democrats to your policy. See what President Clinton did, he led himself, and he went himself to Newt Gingrich. You got a committee of Democrats, Senate Democrats, trying to come up with a bipartisan deal. When I'm saying President Trump, you could do it just like BB, just like that. Like I told you, you could do it with BB, because you have the influence. If you pick up Hakeem, and you don't have no hate in your heart, you put all that drama down just for a second, long enough, you could do this real quick, President Trump, and then they probably open up the government before you sign a piece of paper. They just need to be able to trust you. They're not going to be able to trust you if you're not talking and you're not leading. Or if you don't want to lead, let Senator Thune and let the Senate lead, and you just president the rest of America, and not, you president the world and not America. I don't know what's going on, but I love you, Elon. I love you. It's Big Ghost. I'm gonna come deliver the truth time after time. I get on the Democrats too if I had to, but I don't have to. They won. Big Blue, baby. Hey, look, guys, I'll be back to finish the stream, man. You know what I'm saying? We got one more stream outdoors, guys, and the outdoors tours, the outdoor streams for this year will be over. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I love every last one of y'all guys. I'll be back with the outro. I appreciate you, Brian. See the donation. If you guys once again want to donate to the channel, you can, and I appreciate and love all of y'all support. Guys, like if you guys don't know, I own a legal documents company. That's the reason why I'm doing any of this streaming. Okay, so if we look at, I'll tell this story. I'm gonna explain something to you real quick. You know, this mainly to my opponents, but you know, you could get to know me a lot off of what I'm finna tell you guys. So, like, I came to the realization at 42 years old that I couldn't work for an employer. I had worked for over 50 employers. The U.S. Army, I was in the Army for almost 2 years before I was discharged. But other than that, there's only 2 or 3 employers that I worked for longer than a year. Out of 50 employers, and I'm 42, worked 27 years since I was 16, and only 2 or 3 employers outside the Army, which I try to quit, but of course, you know, there's disciplinary actions for that. Other than 2 or 3 employers outside of the Army that I worked for longer than 1 year. You understand that? So I could never build anything substantial by punching a clock. So that's goal number 1. Look, when I went to Texas, when I originally went to Texas, I did have a goal to get a job and work there for the rest of my life. Retire from there. If I was going to retire from there, I was going to rent an apartment, work my way up to buying a house. You see what I'm saying? That was the original goal. Well, what happened when I was in Texas, I found out at Tesla I wasn't going to work for no employer for the rest of my life. That was a fantasy. So how could I have that same goal? The goal changed. The goal now is to get an income, to create an income off a business, which was a Millerite legal, a daring and auspicious encounter to start a legal documents company. How many legal documents companies you see out here in America? To start one of those at 42 years old. But I did it. Successful. Making an income off of it. I do show job losses. The losses that I have is not from a Millerite legal. It's not from the UPS and the post office and the typing up documents, and it's not from a Millerite legal. It's actually really cheap. I'm very profitable off of just a Millerite legal. That case, I mean, if I win a case, bro, about 10 hours. 10 hours, bro. You talking about 1 or 2 documents at $1,500 minimum. I'll pick it up real quick. You see what I'm saying? It don't cost me nothing to do that. Everything was done on the computer. I might have mailed 1 document, cost me $6. The money that I'm spending with a Millerite legal is coming from Legal Wars Live. Me being out here in Connecticut. So I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? Like, we finna do a hotel for Thanksgiving for that week. You see what I'm saying? So that ain't gonna be cheap. It's not gonna be no cheap hotel, probably gonna be a suite. That I'm saying, like when I first started out with about 3,000 or so, you know what I'm saying? Spending the money on the hotels, the money, the expenses that I have, it comes from Legal Wars Live. The write-offs I have for my business is Legal Wars Live. But I'm not worried about that. Legal Wars Live might never end up being profitable because we do get paid off for YouTube, guys. You know what I'm saying? Legal Wars Live might never end up being profitable. You know, maybe we'll get a sponsor or whatever, you know. The importance of me telling the story and the therapy I get out of coming out here, you know what I'm saying? That to me, that's what the value of doing it. But, you know, I would imagine, or I know next year, the amount of money that a Millerite legal makes. You know what I'm saying? It's just about me claiming the money for a Millerite legal. You know? Because if I get a settlement, I don't have to claim the money for a Millerite legal. That's what I'm saying. So the money that is made and claimed for a Millerite legal, you know, it is what it is. But next year ain't next year. This year is this year. So, you know, me close out a case, be able to get paid for it. I thank the Lord for it, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, I got other people, you know, they ask for something that they need to get done. I got to check and see if I got, you know what I'm saying, the legal authority or the wherewithal to get that done. I'm just a paralegal. I'm not an attorney. You know what I'm saying? And then if I could get that done, and then I got another case to file, I got work to get out. It's just, it don't take me a lot of time to get the money. I do have a federal case that it ain't no might, I'm gonna put some work in it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I started this business and I did the case, I would spend hours in the law library. You can ask my pops. I'm saying I spend 60 to 80 hours over a 5 to 8 month period of time to get $4,000. But I learned not to do that. If I see all I could get off the case is $4,000, I know it's going to take 60 hours to litigate that whole case through discovery. You know what I'm saying? So it's only $4,000 for 60 hours. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather give you 10 hours and get $1,500. Or I'd rather, if I could get in there 25 hours, I'll get 3,000 in 25 hours. You know what I'm saying? I do a little discovery. It depends on the scope of discovery too, because you got to understand, sometimes you do subpoena in the whole city. And you got to go through that discovery, and you got to match his discovery because he got a whole big case. You can't make no case that big to where I got to do that much work, and I'm looking at the settlement, $7,000. I ain't going to do that work for $7,000. It's got to be $10,000 to $15,000 or better. I'm not an attorney. I'm a document preparer. It's different. So I'm not just getting $1 million cases. I have wrote one before. That's an amazing thing. Winning in the U.S. Court of Appeals. For me, attorneys don't do that. That's an amazing thing. But you got to realize that when I get money, it's not going to be on the scale of an attorney. I don't have a law license. This is a hustle for me. You feel that? I got 22 cases as a paralegal, as a lead litigator. That's an amazing thing. Well, no, 19 as a lead litigator. People don't understand my record. I ghost wrote 3 cases. I didn't litigate them. Somebody pro se in the case, and I'm ghost writing for them. I'm writing the case out. They doing the documents. I'm ghost writing. I'm doing the documents for them. They paying for the documents, flat fee. It's legal. I'm Mississippi. Go look up the Mississippi bar, flat fee. I follow the rules, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I feel like I'm blessed because I have been successful at the goals that I originally set out for myself, was a military legal, to be able to become independent and make an income to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get paid off of YouTube. It's really not that much money. It's gas money. You see what I'm saying? But I'm still thankful. I'm not complaining. Like, and I get paid off for cases, you know what I'm saying? But that's really what I depend on, and I get a supplemental income as well, you know? But it's just trying to make it, man. Like, me being in politics and doing this podcast, I'm able to speak out, like, and have a voice, man, to be able, if someone listens to the voice, they could get an image or idea of what a 45-year-old black man who's a veteran of the United States Army. I was a 92 Gov. Fort Bragg was my duty station. You know what I'm saying? Who is disabled. I have a behavior disorder. You know what I'm saying? I get a supplement from the U.S. government, from Social Security. You know what I'm saying? And 45, and have a college educated. You know what I'm saying? I got 169 college credits. I'm a business owner. You know what I'm saying? I'm making my way, man. I'm hustling. I'm fighting my way through it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a while for a military legal. You know, if I could touch 40,000, because you got to think, like I said, if I get $20,000, if it's a personal case, it's a personal injury, I don't have to report that income. Righteously, anything under $6,000, from my understanding of the U.S. tax code, you don't have to report, like, certain situations, income under $6,000. But I'm saying if it's an injury to me personally and I'm just litigating the case, that's like me cutting my own grass if I own a lawn company. You understand that? If I'm just litigating the case, I might not have to report that on my taxes, because I might not do that under the hat of a military legal. That's completely legal. Anybody, you can litigate your own cases. You don't have to have a business to report that.
Some situations like that, I do or have to report that income, and I will. If it's over 6,000, I don't have a choice. It's the law. I have to report it. If it's over 6,000 and some dollars, I have to report that income, and I will to the government. Sometimes $1,500, I report that income as income under a military leave, but it's up to me. It's my choice. If it's under 6,000 and it's a settlement, because that's my hustle though. It's lawsuits. It's all legal. I'm going to the court and accusing you. I'm going to the police and accusing you. Not snitching, I'm getting paid off of it in the court. I'm walking the dog on your attorney. That ain't snitching, boy. That's a skill set. Ain't no ratting in that. You know what I'm saying? It's attorneys who keep the criminals out of jail. Attorneys. Yeah, boy, that's where that power is in the law. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hustle for me, but I'm not scamming, bro. I'm just enforcing the law. There's other things that I do that I would rather do in my business, like train municipalities and Americans with Disabilities Act, because I could write that. I wrote so many cases on that. I halfway know most of those laws by heart. So there's so many other things that I could be doing, but instead right now I'm doing a lot of personal cases, really mostly all personal cases, plus some payments from cases that I've done in the past for family members. But that's what I'm relying on, man. That's what I'm working with. That's what I'm rocking with, man. I'm not really worried about it because I know that, you know what I'm saying, I got a payday beyond paydays. And, you know, it's just what my come up is. But, like, how I get my money, you know what I'm saying, my mama not going to give me $40,000 or a $1 million loan because she got bread or she don't have bread. If I get $40,000 from her, it's because I hustle for that. You feel? I did some work for that. That's how I'm going to get 40 racks. Like, that is just different for me. So, like, you know, I get large sums of money. And when I get those large sums of money, you know, that's when I elevate. So I just got to wait to get paid, you know, because the work going to get done. Here's the work the only work that's going to get done is right here. You know what I'm saying? That's the work to get done. I got something to dump off. You know, that could be 4-5 racks if I do a little work. If I don't do no little work, about 2,000-3,000, I'll jump out the door real quick, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? It's my hustle. It's completely legal. I'm not looking for it. I could see if I was out there looking for cases. There's people who do that. I could go to Texas and do that, be a whistleblower. I'm real good with Texas in the courts, state courts. I don't know about good with certain no federal courts in Texas, but the state court, state level, state government, they rock with me. I could go do that be a whistleblower for people who violate the Americans with Disabilities Act. I could come looking for you in your business to write a lawsuit on you. I'm writing a lawsuit. It's my camera. I'm recording you and finna sue you. And I could come looking for you to write a lawsuit on you. I could do that in Texas, but I don't do that. I just be chilling. But when people step left, I give them a chance to step right. And if they don't step right, they get comatose. Listen, I'll say this. God gave me a chance to step right 1,000,000 times, and I never stepped right. But one day, I did step right. I had made so many professions in my life. I made a profession praying, asking God to save me. I got up. I thought I was saved. I knew I was saved. But I wasn't saved, though. I went back out into the world, and I started committing all of the sins that I committed before. Namely, fornication. That sex sin is a sin that God had put you in hell over. You might not believe in that, but that's what I believe in. I don't have no disrespect for no religions. That's why I can't disrespect Mamdani. I don't have nothing against Mamdani. But if I got to tell you something, though, Mamdani, I believe Gregory D. Dixon, ghostwriter, believes that there's no other way to heaven but Jesus Christ. So if you don't believe in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, because the Muslims say they believe in it, but you got to put your faith in Jesus. You got to accept Jesus as your Savior. You got to accept his death as the sacrifice for your personal sins. So believing in Muhammad and all that other stuff, I'm saying what I believe is the way you go to heaven is through the death, burial, and resurrection of the blood of Jesus Christ. I will argue anybody that down 1,000,000,000 times, especially if you're familiar with the Abrahamic religions, the Muslims, how they started. I don't care what they said, bro. I don't care what they said. It's that King James Bible. Well, it's that the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. It's that first before anything, above everything, bro. And that's just what it is. That's what I believe with my whole heart, bro. Ain't nothing gonna change. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing gonna change. I don't care what nobody else believe. You know what I'm saying? That's how I could come up against any man. You know? Not hating on Elon, not hating on President Trump, but I believe in powers that bro, like I say, your power timestamp. Elon power might not be as much timestamp because he got a lot of money, but I've seen a lot of, look at Howard Hughes, man. I seen, man, I'm saying like life is a funny or tricky thing, man. That's why you got to put your faith in something besides yourself or besides your money or besides your intelligence. I'm a highly intelligent person, but I don't put my faith in my intelligence, bro. My faith is in God. That's how I feel like I could always win because my faith is in God, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like when I tell people at the end of these live streams about becoming a Christian, you know what I'm saying? I don't go into detail or I give as much detail as time will allow because, you know, I really got to go. You know, it's the end of the stream and I'm not a preacher. But I'm saying like, that's the thing. You got to put your faith in Jesus. Really, salvation, the biggest thing to me about salvation is a relationship with God. Because you can do 1,000,000 good works. You can be completely obedient. You could do everything right. I'm talking about Mother Teresa or a Buddhist monk. But I'm saying if you don't have a relationship with God, how will you go to heaven? It's about relationship. It's not about what you do. Some people think good works is how you go to heaven. You're supposed to do good works, but that's not how you go to heaven. I believe the only way that when I stand before God and God looks at me and he judges me and he asks me to speak for myself, I'm just real. I know that I'm not good enough to go to heaven. Some people in their mind, they think that they good enough or they done enough good things to cover up their bad. They could go. I know that I'm not good enough to go to heaven. And I believe that. I'm not just talking that. See, it's got to be real. That's why I've done this before, but it wasn't real. It's real now. I believe that. I know I'm not good enough to go to heaven, but I know Jesus off of what I read in the Bible and what I grew up taught about the man Jesus Christ, a real man who lived on this real earth according to the Hebrew culture and world history, secular history. I know that man Jesus, what I read him say, heard him say in the life he lived, I know he is good enough to go to heaven. That's the only man I've ever known to do. I give you examples all the time. When you find out your best friend just ratted on you 30 pieces of silver, he finna kill you. It's not funny. He done went and told the people that, hey, the man I come and give a kiss to, you know, you come grab him and kill him. This is who y'all looking for. His name is Jesus, fella. He finna die. Nah. And Jesus got the man. Jesus could do anything to him and get away with it. He bringing people back from the dead. He got the power to evaporate this dude right now. And he stood up and said, greatest love one another. I don't know no man like that. I don't know no man good enough. Jesus was good enough. He was worthy. I don't know a man who's going to die for my sins. That's what I'm saying. So I believe Jesus is the only way to heaven. Whatever else you teach, even other Christians who believe in good works, they believe in water baptism, they believe in speaking in tongues, 1,000,000 things. I don't believe in nothing but the blood of Jesus. Good works, you need to do good works. You need to get baptized. You need to do everything, all that stuff. People speak in tongues, what have you. I don't speak in no tongues. I don't understand no tongues, but what have you. All I'm saying is I know for a fact that none of that stuff you could go to heaven with. How you go to heaven with is how the thief on the cross went to heaven. Your faith in the blood of Jesus Christ. You have to have asked him for forgiveness, accepted that. When you do that, man, like I do it, that's where my peace comes from, regardless of whatever situation I'm in. These 120 days, bro, they've been like challenging at a lot of times, but the challenging things are the best things that happen to me. Me being in the Army, going through basic training, how many people went in basic training? Tell me that's not one of the best things or the most challenging or rewarding things that's happened to you if you successfully completed basic training. That's what, bro, come on. And that's what I'm saying. These 120 days, 18 states, 5 states wanting to live in Connecticut, prophesizing. I'm living the prophecy. It don't live how you thought, look how you thought, but wait till Thanksgiving it's going to look. When I start in Tennessee, like right now, I feel like I'm good, man. I'm not hurting for nothing. Everything I want to do, everything I need, I get and go and everything. Think about it, I change states and go and come when I please. And I'm able to do it and survive and still fat and eating too much. And McDonald's owe me a sponsorship. And like I said, though, man, I wake up every day thankful. When I had negative $450, I was thankful. I got 1,500 and I got 3,000 or whatever. I'm thankful. I praise God, man. Regardless, I'm going to praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Wake up every day with that mindset. Whether you believe in God or not, this will work for you. Every day I wake up, I'm positive. You attract positivity with them positive thoughts. But mine isn't for myself. Mine isn't for the power of positivity. Mine is for Jesus. It's for Jehovah Jireh, for God, his Father. The spirit of all things that keeps and holds everything together. In that spirit, I wake up every day and I say that this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, guys. We got one more outdoor live stream. I love this. It's been great. I never thought about it. Somebody talked about streaming outdoors when we first started, but thinking that I could wake up in Connecticut and go outside to these beautiful mountains, these beautiful parks, these beautiful private areas, and go out here and just go and deliver great content like I brought y'all today for an hour and 40 minutes. Brian C., thank you for your continued donation, and I love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all, when we stream tomorrow, that's going to be the last stream to the 23rd. After the 23rd, y'all see me, it won't look like this. It won't be the red sweater that I brought from Mississippi on the way out the door. Left all my other stuff. Don't have no other sweaters with me. Had to go buy sweaters. And the sweater's going to get bought. It ain't going to be that like in we finna be inside indoors, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be regular. You know what I'm saying? We gonna stay on the vertical live feed till I get settled in, and then after that I'll just go ahead and jump on the computer. Like I'm definitely gonna be on the computer before midterms. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoy the vertical live feed. I enjoy outdoors. I enjoy this whole journey with Legal Wars Live. I just keep working, man, and just keep trying to, better myself as a person and grow my business, Legal Wars Live, and grow as a subsidiary, of a Miller Ray Legal LLC. Y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Last one outdoors for the whole year, man. And then after that, I'll see y'all around Thanksgiving. I love y'all, man. Jesus love you. He'll meet you where y'all are. Man, y'all peace out and be good. I'm out.